All right, here we are, another episode of Box Banter.
What's up, Timmy?
What's up? Blew me away there for a second. Thanks for coming along to join us. I was going to ask how you were, then immediately cut you off when you started to answer me. But then you prematurely
Did I throw off your train of
You
thought?
literally very much did.
You had one question locked and loaded and you already
That
forgot
was
it.
literally it.
And the question was, how are you?
Well, yeah, and then you were going to say, oh, and I was going to say, yeah, that's enough.
Okay.
Moving forwards.
Yeah,
but then
right.
you've completely thrown me off.
Sorry, my bad.
Today,
Continue.
we are going to be talking about the Iceberg of Formula 1.
Are we?
Yeah.
What's the iceberg?
So, for you and anyone who may not know, traditionally you got your iceberg, and the tip of the iceberg is a very common phrase people use for, entry-level knowledge, things like that. And then when, of course, you get to the bottom of an iceberg, that shit's deep and buried. So, the tip of your iceberg...
So do we need to know lots of stuff about icebergs?
No, nothing at all about icebergs, actually.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good, that's good.
So you got the iceberg. It can be used in many different sports or, anything that has levels of knowledge.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just checking, because I'm a bit worried that my Formula One knowledge might rival my iceberg knowledge.
Probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, what is the depth of your iceberg knowledge?
The tip's pretty small.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
Yep. They're
Small
big.
tip. They're big?
Yeah, they're white
Okay.
or blue. You know.
What kind of history? What's your biggest history in iceberg history? Biggest moment in iceberg history, you reckon?
Probably the Titanic.
Yeah, that's
right.
I thought that was. I
So
agree.
that's, what would you regard that as, like surface level?
I'd say that's pretty surface level.
Yeah, cool.
As far as iceberg,
They
if there was
can
an
be found
iceberg, Titanic would definitely be on the tip.
Yep.
As it was.
They can be found at the north and south
Yeah,
of the Earth. So
Yeah.
that's about it. There's about a dozen facts there. That's about what I'm expecting for Formula One.
I did expect you to have less than that.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll range from tip of the iceberg, surface level knowledge that.
Where do you think you sit?
Hey,
Where do you think you sit?
I think I'd probably know some from all the levels.
Okay.
So I might average out in the middle.
Okay.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm not a guru because some of the stuff. So entry level stuff, any modern day Formula One semi fan should know.
Sure.
Yeah, if you say 2021 championship, everyone should know. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yep.
You should know what that curtails. 2007, final lap, Lewis Hamilton. Same thing. You should know what that means. And then you go to the bottom end where your grime is. Yeah, conspiracy theories, just all the bad stuff that, you really have to have supported the sport for a long time or get lost on Reddit at 1 a.m.
Yep.
and follow the rabbit trails.
By the way, did you see that article that popped up about Michael Massey? Where I think it was something along the lines of Formula One basically let him off the hook kind of thing. They were like, look, given the circumstances and everything that was going on, he made the right call.
So yes, right there. That should be somewhere in the iceberg. Just Michael Massey.
Michael Massey?
Yeah.
Yep.
Just that's all you need to know.
Or
and if you know what that means.
Or even just something like Jonathan. Can you check your? No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Michael? Can you check your emails?
Yeah, Michael, Jonathan here. Yeah, exactly.
I've sent you an email.
Exactly right. So that's what we're going to do today. But we're not going to do what most people do because don't get me wrong, we haven't invented this this concept of the iceberg. We're absolutely ripping it off because we're lazy. We talked about this last week.
Can you tell that we're struggling for content in this non-off period?
So we're not going to sit here and mansplain every level and what everything on the iceberg is because, again, that requires effort and research.
Yeah, we don't like doing that.
No.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to see what we know on the most generic iceberg that you see across the internet.
Should we start from the bottom or from the top?
No. Start from the top because I think we'll start to lose people pretty quick the deeper we go.
Yeah, safe call, yep. Okay, all right, well, I'll go through the iceberg and then chances are you're going to know a lot more than I am because I have a, memory of a peanut.
Yeah.
And I don't go back and rewatch F1
So
races.
that's the beauty of it. It's not necessarily about rewatching old races.
Yeah, no, but you've
some.
You've been preparing like it's an exam, like a final exam to get into
this is my
F1
moment.
University.
This is my moment. F1 University.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 levels. Okay, so level 1 would be the easiest. Level 5, I guess, would be the
which is the tip.
The tip.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. Just the tip. Just the tip
Just
stuff.
the tip.
And then level 5 is like the base of the shaft, essentially. The iceberg shaft.
Yeah.
So.
Where all the pubes are, the grossness.
Yeah. All right. So I'll kick it off with Belgium 2021.
Okay. So that's a good one. So I dare say that is the wet race that was 2 laps or whatever it was, 2-3 laps, half points
I
awarded.
believe it was only 1 lap.
1 lap?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was, I
One
remember
certified
that.
lap.
I remember that. That was,
We stayed up and watched that.
that used all 4 hours of the red flag time, just hoping. Oh,
Yeah.
we'll try again. Oh, we'll try again. And it's funny. I remember thinking, I'm staying up because the race that always pops into my mind is the 2011 Canadian Grand Prix, the marathon 6.5 hour race that Jenson Button won.
After being
He got penalised, went to the
pitted
back,
four times.
Yeah, and it's just a yucky race. And it was wet, and I didn't watch that race live, but God, what a race it would have been to watch live, you know. And you don't want to miss out on races like that. So that Belgian Grand Prix was definitely the last one we've had where it's like that. There could be we've had a lot of wet races, but not to the point where you're hanging on hour after hour. Like, come on, I just want to see some racing. I don't want to miss what could be a huge moment.
Well, it's one of those tracks that produce a lot of great moments, doesn't it?
Because that weekend we had the Norris massive whack in Q3, huge, and then
one of my personal favourite moments.
was it George podium? Verstappen
won. I know Hamilton was on the podium. I can't remember.
I think it
who
was a Russell podium.
Yeah.
And I think it was because Perez crashed on the outlap, and then they couldn't.
Right.
He got towed back. You know, he got a tilt tray back, which means he's out of the race. And then even though they could fix the car because they had an abundance of red flag time, he wasn't allowed to re-enter the race. So he just literally gave up.
That's right.
You know, not a bunch of points, but half points for, you know, third. And I'm pretty sure George Russell ended up on the podium out of all that. So it was his first podium,
right?
But it was a nothing event.
Even the concept of half points is kind of stupid.
Also, I'm on my own today.
You know,
in the beverage department.
Well,
you stopped bringing them. So
why did you not grab my beer? What is wrong with you? You're the assistant here.
Onesies, because you stopped bringing them. So every man for himself.
I didn't even click that. Well, I didn't have one. What was I saying? Remind me.
We're talking about Belgium 2021. I was hardly paying attention.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we can move on if you want. Crashgate. So this is a pretty famous one.
Yeah. So you know this one.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I knew Belgium 2021.
Okay.
But
No,
obviously, I know Crashgate. We've talked about it multiple times.
We have
on the podcast.
The old Flavio.
The Lifetime band.
Lifetime band.
That wasn't actually Lifetime, I suppose. So.
And again, this is one that, again, everyone should know because every year, Massa comes out with a new lawsuit. Can I sue Formula One yet?
Yeah.
Can I get the results, changed, altered? No, Felipe. You can't.
Isn't it interesting? We can get into Crashgate if you want, but isn't it interesting how much time, money, and effort he's putting in to try and be awarded this championship?
Yeah.
And how many years has it been now? 20?
It would have been like 2008.
Okay, so we're getting close to 20 years. It's fascinating that he's going so hard because, like, all I guess he wants is a trophy with his name on it and to be in the record books, right? Because why other reason would you be doing this?
Exactly.
And he's not giving up. And then you think about today's Formula One and you think about there's drivers on the grid who would not go to those lengths today to win a championship.
Well, the best part is...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, he's so desperate to be crowned. And, like, every driver that's on the grid, their goal should be, I want to be the Formula One world champion.
But he hasn't been on the grid in, like, 8 years.
No, which is funny. But he probably has more hunger than half the grid today.
Yeah, I see your point.
Yeah.
I think what the best part is for me is... I can't remember I don't know what happened to him in that race. I think that was maybe the race. No, I can't remember. I can't remember what happened to him. Something happened to him. Maybe he made his own mistake.
Singapore?
It was Singapore, yeah. But his grounds for wanting this all happening is because I think officially in the rules, if this happens where someone fixes a race, I think all the points, it's a null event. If someone has manipulated the result and they can prove it, which they did, but too late.
The whole race should be basically...
So Hamilton came second, third, and Felipe finished way down the order. Mm-hmm. So that's his premise. It's this race should just be barred from the year, and it should have been if Crashgate came out that same year. But as soon as the championship's awarded and that season's concluded, results are final.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I've never actually thought to read into what his case was. Because I didn't even know what the reasoning was, like why it was specific on Crashgate.
Yeah, that's it.
But that makes total sense.
And I think he believes or he has knowledge or he strongly suggests that the FIA did know about it earlier, but they didn't want that stink.
that Crashgate was going to occur, you mean?
No, they knew that, like, they learnt after Crashgate, but before the season ended, that it was a setup.
Right.
So they didn't know Crashgate was going to happen.
Right. So,
But
hang on,
what they thought it was an accident and all the rest of it, like everyone else. And then officially a year later, it comes out as Crashgate, Flavio told him to crash. But Felipe believes or knows or whatever that the FIA knew it was a setup before the end of the year where they could have took action but chose not to take action.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's his stance on why that race should be scratched. And if that race is scratched, points are null. Instead of Felipe losing by 1 point, he,
I don't know how I feel about that because at one point, like, I commend him for going this hard to try and become a world champion because, that was as close as he got, I guess.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I'm like, well, he clearly mustn't have qualified well and clearly wasn't in the points.
Yeah.
So, he had the most, he didn't have the most to lose in that race, whereas like Lewis Hamilton
and
did.
that's the thing, like Max, they asked Max last year about his Bin Laden move in Spain. It's like, yeah, of course, after the season plays out, you can pinpoint races that you wish could have changed.
Yeah. But
Like,
there's more than one moment.
So
You
it's
can't
easy
just-
for Massa to basically have that carrot, like, that's a race I'd like to change. I believe I have bounds for it to be changed. Whereas, Max doesn't have that
Would you want to win a
situation.
championship like that? I don't know if you like. Does he celebrate it? Does he have like a
I think so. I mean,
little-
win or lose.
little podium at home? Like
Exactly. Like, yeah, if Ricardo could somehow get a championship in the old belt 10 years after retirement in some way, somehow, if one of these years...
So you're saying there's still a chance?
I'm just saying, I don't know if you ever finished third in the championship, but if it turns out 20 years later that Mercedes first and second were just big cheater McGee's and they get scrapped or they were drugged up, doping. And then he's just like, hey, who's next in line after they get disqualified from the championship?
Somehow I feel F1 and motorsport in general is one of the few sports where
You'll see
doping doesn't provide any kind of benefit.
Well, you never know.
Maybe unless you're injecting steroids in your neck or something. But even
Hey,
still,
there
how
you go.
much
Could
how
be.
much more performance can they give you?
That's true.
Okay, so the next one is Benetton 1994.
Yeah, so I think this is they claim or they think Benetton had traction control. So this
Yes,
is 94, the year
is.
center and all this. This is the first year they banned.
It was a few things going on with the car.
because they banned traction control, stability control, ABS, like all the electronic active suspension.
There was something to do with the fuel as well, and that's why he had that huge fire. You know, that famous photo where he's getting refueled?
Yeah, I thought that was in Ferrari, that photo. But I could be wrong.
Oh, maybe
He
there's
might
two
have had a few
instances.
fires. He might have taken a little trick with him.
Sure, we don't have fueling for a reason. I'm sure there was more than one
It's
fuel
true.
fire. So.
You're right. You're correct. Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was something to do with the fuel,
Yeah.
whether it was a gauge or flow or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, traction control's a big one, a hidden traction control
Yeah,
button.
I think there was no doubt there was a couple of things. I mean, again, it's Flavio. Flavio's involved with that and Schumacher.
So you already know.
Yeah,
Something's going on.
There's a couple of things.
Something's not
But yeah, I
right.
do remember there's a few things with that year. It probably was during our research when we did the 94 Adelaide Grand Prix. I remember reading a lot about Benetton and all the rest of it. And there's a few things.
I know the F1 is pretty famous for, we'll call them loopholes. And then obviously some things can be exploited a lot further. And then that probably crosses over into cheating.
Yeah.
Right? It's funny to think, like, we just had a poker night the other night. And I couldn't imagine, cheating to win on something as, like that has no effect on anything. Like, it's just a bit of fun.
You saying Formula One?
No. Sorry.
Okay.
In a poker match,
I was
right?
going to say, that's...
Right. Say there was like actual like money, $50 or whatever.
Yeah.
I never could see myself in a position where I'm like, if I
need to cheat to get this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that in like one of the most prestigious, most expensive, sports or entertainment categories in the
Exactly
world.
right. Yeah.
Like I kind of have to commend the cojones of them.
Yeah.
To be like, there is so many eyeballs on us. The chances of getting away with this is so super slim.
Yeah.
But hey, we're going for it.
I mean, that's the thing. There's working in the grey area. There's a couple of cheeky, you know what the rule says. You know what they mean. And they mean you shouldn't do this, but they haven't exactly written it that way.
Yeah.
So technically, I kind of can do this. Mercedes are doing it this year with the engines. There's that where you kind of like, sue me. You would all do the same thing.
Yeah.
And then there's putting traction control on your car
Yeah.
when it's outlawed and trying to find ways to hide hide all that stuff. And I mean, that's blatant cheating. And like you said, that's where other teams are like, if it's that simple or if you can get away with that, like, that's just something like that is a huge advantage.
Schumacher won 94 season. Yeah. So do you think that this hurts his, career look overall? Like he's a 7-time world champion, right?
Yeah.
But then if one of those is like, there's a pretty good chance that he was cheating or had an unfair advantage over other drivers.
I don't think so. I mean, you could say the same thing
People don't
about...
really talk about it, do they?
Well, no. I mean, that's the thing. You could say the same thing about Hamilton. Talk about having an unfair advantage over all the drivers. That car was an unfair advantage. The whole DAS or the DAS system that year was, for some reason FIA let him keep it, but then banned it. That season banned it for next year. So it's like, again, what you've done is not...
Well, eye for an eye. They made sure they got him back in 2021. So.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So then the next one is Where Redallion.
Where Redallion.
With a question mark, yeah.
Where Redallion? Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like a sponsor, but...
Well, Redallion's a part of Spa, isn't it?
Radion,
is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Do you know how to spell it?
No.
Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to assume that's how you spell Radion.
Is it where as in like, where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, gotcha.
So did they do something with that section at some point?
Change
it,
I'm
upgrade
guess
it?
That has something to do with Eau Rouge, because technically Eau Rouge, everyone kind of just says Eau Rouge is that whole
sequence?
first, second, third.
So which part is that specifically?
As in...
Radion. Radion. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm looking at the word and I'm like, I don't see Radion in that word.
Yeah. It's probably spelt wrong.
Yeah.
I think Eau Rouge is the entry, and then Radion is the exit.
Right.
As you crest the hill and head onto the straight. I could be completely wrong.
So maybe they nerfed it a bit or something.
Well, I think it's a case of everyone just calls the whole thing Eau Rouge. So Radion just doesn't get any
so when
exposure.
When Brundle's mentioning it.
Yeah, or just anyone in conversation, me and you, like that corner's Eau Rouge.
Yeah.
Even though technically Eau Rouge is only the first part, the dip in and then as you swing around, but then you enter Radion to enter the straight.
But yeah, that's what I mean. So when Brundle's like, Norris has crashed at Radion, everyone's just going...
Yeah, exactly. Like that's,
where the fuck is that?
Yeah. That's Eau Rouge power.
All right. Indianapolis 2005. This is the final surface level one. So.
I think we might clear them all here. Do you know this one?
This is the... Yes, I do, actually. This is the... Because we covered
We've spoken about this quite a few times, actually. We haven't covered it properly.
Okay. This is the tyre Grand Prix where they were disqualified for using an unsafe tyre. Yeah. So there was only like 6 cars or something starting the Grand Prix.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. So it was all the Michelin runners. I don't think they were disqualified. I think they elected not to run.
Okay.
Because they were exiting the Roval and entering the Indianapolis Oval, that banking and how much speed they were carrying to enter the banking. They were blowing left rears through practice, through quali.
Yeah.
And they were on the grid to start the race, and they did the formation lap. And then every Michelin tyre runner pulled into the pits, leaving...
So it was like basically to get certified.
No, they didn't. They got a DNS. They would have got a DNS. They didn't start the race. It was a ultra last minute... No, not doing it.
Yeah, right.
Because they that weekend, they discussed putting a chicane in. The FIA, they actually put quite a few options together to run the race safely. I don't know who said no, but obviously that all the options just got no. And then all the Michelin runners made their own decision to be like, we're not doing it.
So they must have agreed beforehand, right?
But they must have spoke about it, yeah.
And then just said, I guess to bring attention to it, let's all go out as if we're going to race the race, and then we'll all come in.
And then that was literally why Formula 1 left America until 2012.
Wow.
Because, I mean, what stink? They had to refund all the tickets.
Yep.
And then, no one, that was literally the last year they were in the United States because of that event. And so they went back in 2012 to COTA.
Yeah, geez, there you go. All right, cool. All right, so we're on to the next tier. Alonso 2015 test crash.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I vaguely remember, but I can't remember.
Yes, this was the first year with McLaren, and it was at Spain.
Yeah.
Rounding the fast right-hander after the chicane. And he hit the wall. There's no footage or anything. But...
Oh, this is the one where he lost memory for 24 hours or something.
He woke up and he thought he was in high school. Or he thought he was in a karting championship or something like that.
How crazy is that?
Yeah. So that was that one.
That's wild.
I wish there was footage of that.
Just to see how violent the crash is?
What angle did he hit?
Yeah.
Because you don't hear of, stock car drivers, like NASCAR drivers, things like that, even V8s occasionally, drivers might get concussed, but that's because you got roll bars. You got things to hit. You got your head, you got your hands, you got all this. But if the crash is hard enough, you got roll bars, you can hit your head on. Things you can really hit your head on. Like in a Formula 1 car, there's nothing to hit your head on. Like you don't really hear about Formula 1 drivers getting concussed or anything like that.
Yeah,
so
unless
what
there was
type
like
of a crash did he
whiplash
have?
effect or something.
But they shouldn't be because they're Hans. Like that's I think it's like a NASCAR or something. You move and you're restricted, but then you get that kind of bounce back from the.
They already had those in 2015, the Hunts.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, imagine going to like for his family and going to check up on him, and him thinking he's like a teenager racing and karting. Like that would just be so bizarre.
Yeah.
So
that's a weird one.
Maybe that's why he's still in the sport, because he thinks he's actually like
early 30s. I think
30s.
that's a conspiracy that people have. Is it's exactly right. It's mumbled up with his brain and.
Well, do you think that there's been any kind of personality shifts that you like can kind of pick from pre to post Alonso crash? Nothing overt.
I'd say no. I think
the Alonso you watch today still seems like the Alonso.
Well, I think
from
you've
20
had
years ago.
3 versions of Alonso. You've had like the cool, charismatic Alonso, and then Ferrari, he was angry Alonso.
Yeah,
and then now he's just like chill. He's not really that cool or charismatic. He's not really angry.
Yeah,
he's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
He's on his retirement.
So maybe
tour.
he had another crash that did a personality reset. Yeah,
but you think of Alonso. Renault Alonso, he's always wearing something gimmicky and he's dancing on the car. And mind you, he hasn't won a race in 15 years. So like, he might still dance on a car if he could.
Yeah.
But all that character that he showed, and he doesn't really do that anymore. But like I said, it's just probably the anger. He was just angry all the time at McLaren. I mean, so he should be. The car was shit.
Can't blame him.
engine. And, But it's just a lot of anger.
All right, Spygate.
Yeah. 07 Ferrari McLaren.
Yeah.
I think we
Ron
covered
Dennis.
this a little bit when we did 07. We did an 07 race. I can't remember
We did
which
something
one.
in 07, yes. It might have been like Ferrari's
Brazil.
last championship or
it was.
Ferrari's
I think
last.
it was how Hamilton lost the championship in. God damn, I can't remember. But anyway, go watch it. It's there. It's in the it's in the video catalog.
In the archive.
But Spygate. Yeah, it was a Ferrari engineer that went to McLaren for 07, and then they brought documents or
Which seems like that still happens today. I mean, I'm sure that I heard or read that one of Mercedes' mechanics went to Red Bull and then basically said, "Oh, this is what they're doing with their engines to get that."
And that absolutely would happen. Like word of mouth stuff. Like from what you got imprinted in your brain, how you outlaid it out of your mouth, that's your business. But actually supplying documents, that's
diagraphs.
I mean, that's that's IP. That's intellectual property of the team. You can't you can't be sharing that. There's the same thing happening in NASCAR at the moment. Big lawsuit for a driver that's engineer that's been accused of doing that.
Right. So then I guess it's a matter of proving it.
Proving it. Yeah.
All right. So Mercedes Singapore 2015.
Yeah, so I've actually, funnily enough, because we were talking about doing conspiracy episodes, may or may not come, regardless. So I was watching some stuff, and I don't remember this one at all.
So it's obviously Rosberg Hamilton era.
Yeah.
So something between them.
Was basically, obviously, this is peak Mercedes dominance. No one can touch them. And then they went to Singapore and qualified 5th and 6th.
Right.
Out of nowhere. No explanation, no race pace. And I believe. What was it? It was a big old conspiracy, like a very short term one, because the next race they were just back to dominating. I believe the conspiracy was that Mercedes had been found out for something illegal in their engine,
right,
by the FIA, and the FIA kept it secret and just told them to remove it, and we'll go forth.
And then
we'll go forth in secrecy.
That killed their advantage.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. But then literally the next race, and as we know, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
so
they continued to dominate.
So Singapore was somewhat of an anomaly.
Yeah, they put it down to, I mean, we've seen this with Verstappen as well. Like it's, for some reason, it's a bit of a bogey track for dominant cars. But they put it down to struggling, like core temp, can't get the core temp of the tyre up, things like that.
Okay.
On that track. But yeah, it did make me think. I mean, we saw Verstappen equal the record for the most amount of races won consecutively at like 16 or something. And then it got to Singapore. And that was like the only race that, Sainz won it. That was the only non-Red Bull winning
He still hasn't won there, hasn't he? Isn't that one of the few tracks that he hasn't won it?
Yeah. That's it.
I don't know where this ties in or if it comes up, but I guess I'll bring it up here. When I think about conspiracies and whatnot, do you remember the one with Hamilton swapping pit crews with Rosberg?
Yeah, I remember something about this.
I think he was like, well, I guess the thinking is that he was getting some sort of preferential treatment or they're doing something different.
Yeah.
So he demanded swap pit crews and they never swapped back. They kept the same crews. And Hamilton has said, I'll explain why one day, but not whilst I'm in my career. Like it'll be in my book one day.
Yeah. Okay.
So I do look forward to eventually finding out what the go was there. But
I wonder how things have changed because I remember I watched like a thing on YouTube with Toto Wolff and a fan asked questions, I think, or most Googled things. And one of them was about, does each driver have their own pit crew? And he said they don't. But I remember, same with Red Bull back in the day, Vettel having a better crew than Webber, all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's just a little change they've made over the years quietly.
So maybe
instead
like
of
they'll
two
have
full teams, now it's in a combination.
So maybe it was like 2 full pit crews.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
I think it was
just
back then.
you have your own engineer and some of those behind the scenes
Whereas
personnel,
now
but
just
one servicing crew.
Yeah, now just
I guess it makes sense.
The guys
because they're building the same cars, right? They're not 2 different cars.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have favoritism in a team. Not that that is, but it's going to lend that way when you got one crew who only touches one car and the other crew only touches that car. It's going to lead to a bit of favoritism.
All right, so we'll keep cracking on here. There is a lot to cover, so we'll, I'm sure that as we get deeper, there's going to be
a lot of skips.
You're doing well so far. You've had a good.
I'm surprised, to be honest.
I mean,
I thought I'd get stuck at surface level.
Assuming you're right, so.
Well, it's not gospel.
FISA FOCA War. So FISA FOCA War. Ring any bells?
0 bells.
No.
0 bells ringing.
I've never heard those combinations of words
FICA
before.
and what?
FICA and FOCA.
FOCA.
Yeah.
No, can't even guess what that stands for.
All right, cool. So we'll continue on. Tyrrell 1984. So that's a bit of an old...
Yeah, I don't know what that would curtail.
If there's one that really piques your interest, let me know. We can quickly do a quick Google. BAR Eau Rouge Flat Out. So BAR was
Honda. Yeah. Yeah, again, don't know about that one. I'm guessing maybe they could be the only team that did it.
Because that's kind of common practice now in modern F1 with
the stick,
the downforce that they have.
I mean, now this year it'll be,
lift and coast.
Yeah, it'll be revs dropping and oh god, that's going to be a tough track with these regs that straight.
Yeah.
And when we saw the run last year, Piastri got on Norris to win the race. You're not going to be getting that same business this year.
Yeah, that's depressing. But not only that, you got the back straight as well. That has that
the long sweeping left-hander.
Yeah, and they're going to just run out of juice
very quickly.
Yeah, so
and even the front straight's medium length. It's not short.
Well, yeah. Let's try not to get too depressed this early.
Yeah.
Schumacher forced to retire. Now this would have to be Ferrari, right? This would have to be referencing his first retirement, not his second one.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, either way, I'm not sure. I'd feel like...
I guess the second one would be forced only in the sense of if they had a chance of signing Hamilton, which they
obviously did. Yeah.
And so then
but I feel like that was always on the cards, like that sort of 2-year stint. He was there probably more for Ross Brawn's sake.
I'm pretty sure he didn't really want to come back, did he? But he was kind of talked into it.
I think it was a Ross Brawn thing, come back for Ross.
Yeah.
I feel like I've heard something about forced to retire along the way with Ferrari, but as far as to what it... I mean, it came as a surprise. I mean, you were going to do... Last year, we were going to do a retro race on his final win.
Last win.
And no one knew it was his final win, obviously, at the time. But he would already announced his retirement. But like, he was still winning races that year and competing for the championship. And only a year after his last championship. So, like, you don't need to be retiring at that point.
No, it's interesting. Like, I guess I draw comparisons to Michael Jordan, where it's like you're in this 90s era of domination, and then you kind of end your career at your peak, and then they both went away for a couple of years, and then they came back, and then they were with like a lesser team.
Wow. Michael Jordan's first retirement, he came back and did stellar.
His first retirement, but I'm talking about when he then came back for the Wizards.
Yeah, we don't.
But it's interesting that they have that similar sort of trajectory there. But I guess it's fascinating back then, maybe you're considered old at that age.
Well, that's the
But
thing.
now
yeah.
modern athletes and the technology of cars and stuff is now allowing drivers to push a lot further in their career. I guess we're seeing with like LeBron in the basketball, even physically as well, that it's like, wow, that's such a short career and you went out on top too. So
That's the thing. If he retired in, I want to say 06 was his first year of retirement. I mean, he only would have debuted in like 92, like full time, something like that. So that's only a 14-year career.
Yeah.
Like that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I often think it's like he retired in 2012. His accident was at the end of 2013.
Yeah, he didn't have a lot of time.
He did not have a lot of
after,
time
did he?
away. And
Yeah.
to the fact that his accident is now 13 years ago.
That's
And
crazy.
I think the same
Almost
sort
as
of,
long as his first career.
Yeah, it's but like it's just crazy when you think. And I think the same thing with like Kobe. You know, when he died, it was only 4 years after his retirement.
Yeah.
But it's already been 6 years since his death.
Yeah, wow.
But you'd think that 4 years he was away, you know, like it was gone forever.
Yeah.
But he's already been passed for longer than his retirement. And of course, he spent, you know, he wanted to join the league 17 years old. Like,
It is a bit hard to get your head around.
yeah,
You know, not to
time,
get to
the way time moves.
not
Exactly.
to plunge the show into some existential crisis, but yeah, it is interesting because it feels like it only just happened yesterday, and it probably is because we've never seen him. Whereas if like he was like out and about and around, you probably don't get that same sense of like, you know, as fans who watched that era of him, particularly in Mercedes, I only remember bits and pieces from him as a Ferrari driver, and that was probably just on sports news and things like that. But I do remember him in the Mercedes era, and it doesn't seem like that long ago. It really does seem like, oh, you know,
considering his
just a
era
couple years ago,
went straight to the Hamilton era, which we all know so well. Like that was straight, you know, Hamilton replaced him straight up and then only had
the pain
1 year before his title run.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll keep moving on because there's just no way we're going to cover all these. There's so many.
Well, that's why we started at the top.
Tom Price accident.
Yeah, don't know that.
Never heard of that driver.
Tom Price.
There's another listing here. Master Kink.
Master Kink.
Yeah.
Isn't that the name? Isn't that
Masta.
Master
Master.
Kink.
Yeah. If that's a name,
I thought that was your nickname.
I don't know if it's a bowler name or a super unfortunate name.
Tell you what, I'm going to give that a quick Google.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
Master Kink F1.
Master Kink.
Because I mean, the whole point of this Iceberg is if you know, you know.
Yeah,
and I'd just like to know.
That's
who
a tier
knows
2. You know, you're supposed to know what a Master Kink is. So, whilst you're doing that, there's another one here, just Indy 500.
Indy 500.
Yeah.
Just that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
all.
Indy 500.
That's the only clue they give you.
God, some of these are very vague. Indy 500. Does it have Le Mans anywhere?
Nope.
Like I'd say maybe is it the triple? The only thing that comes to mind when you think of F1 and Indy 500 is the Triple Crown.
Right.
But then that includes the 24-hour Le Mans.
Yeah, doesn't have any.
Unless they're you know hinting at Mario Andretti. Yeah, he's won at the Indy 500 and he's won a Formula One world title.
Yeah,
it's tough. Okay. Master Kink, the story of motorsport's most dangerous corner, by Jackie Stewart. Okay.
Right. So not a driver.
No. Master Kink was a notoriously dangerous high-speed left-hand corner on the old 14.9 kilometre Spa street circuit, used until 1970. So, Jackie Stewart labelled a corner Master Kink. I mean, that is that on a track that is no longer, or a part of a track that is no longer used today. I mean, that's pretty niche. That needs to be
50
deeper.
years.
Yeah, that needs to be with the pubes.
Yeah. The last one in here is the Heinz Harold Franzen was working for tomato ketchup.
Yeah, I tell you, that just makes sense to me.
Because his name's Heinz.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably pluck any German off the planet and find out that's the case. But
all right, tier 3. So this is like mid-level, I guess.
This is where I thought I'd probably wash out.
Yeah. All right. Senna voted De Angelis out of Lotus.
Voted.
You're a big Senna guy. I mean, you're wearing his hat. So
which no one's commented on, by the way.
Oh,
no one's commented on my hat.
You dirty sons of bitches. You disrespectful.
I was so excited. I got this during our off season, and I was like, "That's a non-disclosure."
Okay.
I signed an NDA.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You cannot be disclosed.
Wait, is the wife potentially watching or listening to this episode?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I signed it with.
Fair. Good idea. Good idea. Yeah. Smart man.
Yeah. No. That. Yeah. I'm not sure. Not sure about that one. That's. I mean, Senna's only one man, so it must have been a very short vote.
One of two. Maybe him and the other driver.
Yeah.
I vote you out.
Yeah,
Well, I
exactly.
vote I'm in.
Yeah, that's a strange one.
Ferrari sabotaged Kimi. So this is a little bit more recent.
Wow. Yeah. Again, I haven't heard anything about that.
You'd have to assume that's when he was.
I mean, he won the title, so not a whole lot of sabotage there.
No, so you'd have to assume it was maybe the year beforehand.
Maybe.
He must have had a lot of DNFs.
He had the year after. I think 07 was his first year. Yeah, because he replaced the great Michael Schumacher. Oh, wait. He wasn't even in it. I mean, maybe that's what they're talking about because Massa went on. That was the year Massa nearly won it by a point and all that. So unless there's something there, because besides that, when he came back and he was with Seb, I think, Seb was just destroying him.
There's someone at home right now just yelling at the TV what it is.
Exactly.
Or in their car, like,
We know what it is.
Yeah.
Now, let us know in the comments.
Well, type it out. Let us know.
That one, that's got me.
Because I'm not going to Google.
Bit of Kimi sabotage. Yeah. So. I mean, we did the 2018 US Grand Prix in a retro race. That was the only... was it the only race he won with Ferrari in a second stint? I think maybe.
2018.
Yeah. Either way, that... no sabotage
I think it was. Massa USA 2012 penalty.
I got nothing.
That's the same season, yeah?
Massa 2012, same season as well.
As his lawsuit, like not winning the...
No. So that lawsuit was 08.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry, yeah. So what could the US say?
2012, yeah, I'm not sure. And that's funny because that's a race I definitely would have watched. And I remember that track. That was... Because that was back when, or I guess it still is now, Coda's at the end of the year. And the F1 games used to come out around September.
Right.
And I remember racing that track and having track knowledge before the grid went there. So I definitely would have watched that race, but nothing springs to mind.
Deliberately broke the seal on Felipe Massa's gearbox to incur a 5-place grid penalty. So that's what Ferrari did to his car, dropping him from 6th to 11th. This strategic move allowed teammate Fernando Alonso, who was fighting for the championship, to move up to 7th and start on the clean side of the track. So more cheating.
Wow, that is just big brain. That's big brain, though. I mean, that's self-sabotage. I mean, did the team get penalised?
Well, I mean...
Besides 5 grids?
Well, I assume that there would have to have been a monetary penalty for that. So
the FIA can mind their own business as far as I'm concerned.
Well, like this whole... As I get older and I get more tin-foil hatted...
I forgot to bring mine today, unfortunately.
Yeah. You do look at these things and you go, how much of sport is rigged, eh? Just how much of it?
And that's why you can't bet
No.
on, like, motorsport especially.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to show up to the Lakers game.
But isn't it
You're not going to bet on the Lakers game and then they pull LeBron or injure him right before tip-off.
No.
Like, Ferrari just like, I hope no one betted on Massa getting the podium because yoink.
But isn't it ironic that he did, like you said, Massa acknowledged the move was done for the team's benefit. So isn't it interesting that he's been used, I guess, as a pawn for this? But now he's like running this lawsuit over how another team cheating cost him a championship. And it's like, wow.
He's copping it from both ends. He's not even safe within his own team.
No.
I mean, you got to wonder what tricks they played to Barrichello because that was like blatant, just nasty stuff to get Michael all they could get him. Whereas for Massa, they got to, intentionally break his gearbox seal for a leak. And
all these things...
That has to have been... Someone must have dobbed.
Oh, yeah.
Someone must have, leaked that info because it's not the FIA's business to be like, that looks pretty deliberate to me.
Yeah, I mean, all this really does is kind of make me go, you know what? Like, I probably would have always been in the camp that Schumacher was the GOAT. Different era of car, very iconic to the sport in arguably a time that was maybe harder to race the cars. But now I lean much heavier to the Lewis Hamilton side of things, where I'm like, no, I think, you don't hear as much scandal and hear as much like blatant cheating and tampering and stuff. And like, Lewis probably never really had a teammate that just bowed down to his every need.
I mean, what was
Bottas
Max's...
is as close as it got.
Yeah.
And even then it wasn't to the degree of, like you said, Barrichello or Massa. So,
I mean, what was Max's penalty for just touching the rear wing of that Mercedes that year?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
As far as tampering and cheating goes.
50K or so.
Yeah, all he did was... And, you would have heard recently that was intentional. They were just trying to rattle the cage of Mercedes.
Yeah.
To be like, what are they up to? What are they doing?
Yeah. Just get them
Yeah.
unfocused.
I mean, they couldn't get Perez to do it. Why'd they have to get Max to do it?
The Paris probably couldn't afford it.
That's true. That's true.
2010 teams.
2010 teams.
That's all it says. 2010 teams.
That's tough. I have no idea. I mean, we watched the Braun documentary. I believe you watched it last year, the year before.
Mm-hmm.
That was 09. And I know the teams were all barracking to leave and start their own.
Good doco, by the way, if you haven't seen it.
Great doco. One of many great docos. As long as it's not DDS, really, they're all pretty good. And yeah, all the teams were barracking. And they're actually like, and you watch it, and they're very close to actually leaving Formula One and starting their own racing league. So I'm guessing 2010 might have been the resolution of that. How they all came to head to maintain it, Formula One.
Or yeah, it was they were looking to start it all in 2010.
Yeah,
but all the groundwork was
that's
done
the thing
in
I can think of.
09. So
yeah, nothing stands out.
Okay, so 1960 Belgian Grand Prix.
Okay, I think it's safe to say I have no idea.
Yeah, that is
that's going way back.
That's going back a minute.
Again, is that in the pubes? Or is that like mid shaft?
No, we're in the dark zone. Like it's
Good,
funny
good.
too because the picture has a picture of the iceberg, right?
Yeah.
But in tier 4 and tier 5, there's no iceberg at all. It's all like deep sea stuff. So
It's below the iceberg.
yeah.
The iceberg just keeping it cool.
So maybe it does check out because if the iceberg is supposed to be
That's
your
true.
knowledge, and then the other stuff is like
yeah,
good luck to you if you know
extracurriculars.
this.
Yeah.
Then that probably checks out. So
Okay.
Burger camera retirement. Now Burger is Berger,
Go hard.
like Gerhard, which we covered
Gerhard.
several races with him.
Burger retirement.
Burger camera retirement.
Camera retirement.
Yeah.
Christ, man.
This might be F1 getting up to the old tricks of we need to hide something, cut the feed, don't show it.
Yeah.
You know, because they still do that today.
They definitely do that with the lift and coast.
Do you want me to?
Blind dries, yeah.
Do you want me to
yeah.
Google that
Look it up.
Right.
And again, we're not trying to mansplain things. I'm just very curious.
Okay, so
Did he crash into a camera?
at the 1995 Italian Grand Prix in Monza, Gerhard Berger was forced to retire when a television camera detached from his teammate Jean Alesi's Ferrari and struck his suspension.
I think I've heard something like that.
So I guess why is this on the iceberg? Berger immediately retired, and in a further twist, Alesi also retired later in the race due to a wheel bearing failure.
I think it's just like, again, it's just a bit of niche. The fact that it came off his teammates, probably the lol.
Ferrari doing Ferrari things.
Yeah.
Even
Couldn't even secure the camera.
Yeah.
Ends up retiring the other car. That's funny. In Italy as well. All places.
Yep.
Bit of self-sabotage.
So they've got the Eau Rouge chicane listed here. Now, again, that's extremely vague, and we've already kind of covered that.
Yeah.
So
I
I don't know what it
unless
could be.
that's, because they reshaped it last couple of years. And I think technically they've taken some of the...
Or is this like, if you're a lower level iceberg fan, you should know what the Eau Rouge chicane is. But like surface level viewers don't know what Eau Rouge is.
No, I disagree. I think
Okay.
if you were to name the top 10 corners in Formula One, or top 5, Eau Rouge is there.
Mm-hmm.
You've probably got the Lesmos, Eau Rouge. I shouldn't have started this list. I was thinking, what's Monza? We've had this discussion. What's the other Monza corner?
Hey, don't ask me.
Listen, top 2.
Do you
all right? Eau Rouge, Radion.
Just pick 3 drivers. They all have corners.
Exactly right. Yeah, Senna chicane. No, it's not even in Formula One.
That's
Anyway,
hilarious.
I think Eau Rouge, that's absolutely surface level. I mean, you don't even have to be a Formula One fan to know that. You just got to be a motorsport fan. I'm wondering if that's, because they're resurfacing. And I'm only guessing this because Radion's already been on there.
I vaguely remember something with the resurfacing.
Well, they resurfaced. Oh, there's the house. Unless they're talking about the house. There used to be the house, or maybe it still is the house, on the outside of Eau Rouge.
Yep.
But then, because they had the death there a couple of years ago, and then every crash is pretty hideous up that hill. And then they reshaped the corner and they took all the grass away and sand, and now it's all tarmac runoff. And I think they even did reprofile the corner a little bit, change the shape.
Right. So okay, they've nerfed it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Williams Spain 2012 win.
Ooh, I know this one. Do you know this one? You should know this one.
All right, well, you're gonna have to start me off.
I feel like we've touched on this.
I told you. I
past.
forget what I did yesterday.
That's true.
I don't even know half the people's names I work with.
Don't say
That's
that.
the
They probably
kind of-
watch. Don't they watch? Aren't they
Who
our
are you?
greatest supporters?
What are you doing in my house? Give me some context here, because I might be able to get it.
One and only win of this driver's career. And Williams are not at the peak of their powers at the time.
No, I mean,
This was the year that
know
I think it was like the first 9 races or the first 7 races were won by different drivers.
oh right,
And this
okay.
this was in
And
that
they were
in
one
the
of them.
mix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right. No,
No.
you're gonna have to, yeah.
Pastor Maldonado.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a Grand Prix
He's
winner.
a Grand Prix winner.
Jeez.
Exactly right. This is the one. And I think this
Dirty
was a heritagely boring race.
Yeah.
Like a shocker.
Well, and then with a heritagely boring driver to win it.
Yeah.
Apparently. So
Yeah, exactly.
goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I think that truck generally produced pretty bad racing back then.
And you know what? He's still got probably a genuine metal trophy.
Yeah.
Unlike poor old Hulkenberg.
Yeah. Didn't even get the win.
He doesn't
got
get a
podium, and it's a Lego trophy.
Gets a Lego trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one drop in that.
See what I
sucker's
did? there?
gone.
I pivoted it to make it seem like I know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
I like it. You can pivot wherever
Away
you
from
need.
yeah. Mansell 1995.
God damn. Tough.
Again, very vague,
So,
isn't it?
well, this one confuses me because, again, we did a retro race on 94,
Mhm.
and I believe
Well, he didn't come
he
back for
won.
95,
Well,
did
that's
he?
the thing. Yeah, he won Adelaide. I think maybe he came back, but that was his final win. I think that was the whole thing. That was his final win.
That was
The
his final
oldest
win.
driver to win a race.
Maybe he came back and then he left after like a couple races, I think.
Oh yeah, it might have.
That seems familiar.
Because yeah, that like I said, that confused me because I thought we'd yeah, I don't see what he could have done in 95.
You want me to Google it?
Google
Are
it.
you
Google it.
interested in this?
I am interested because
Okay.
it would have been Hill. I don't wonder who their other driver would have been then.
Okay, it was a disastrously short-lived comeback lasting only 2 races due to a car that was too small for him
Oh, that's hilarious.
and uncompetitive. But
Uncompetitive.
that is hilarious that it was too small for him.
Is that the real reason?
The two big controversy
Nige.
was he was unable to fit into the cockpit.
I mean, he raced
That
the
is-
car for half the year in '94. He won races.
That
That's
is
hilarious.
fantastic. Yeah, well, I'm not going to forget that one.
Yeah, so that
You're
again,
too,
it makes
you're too fat to race. You're out.
yeah, makes sense that that's in the Iceberg.
And
The
he was pretty old because he was in his 40s,
Yeah,
wasn't he?
no,
So-
he's the oldest driver, unless Hamilton pulls his
Yeah.
finger out. He's the oldest driver to win a race,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
or the only driver in his 40s to win a
geez,
race.
yeah. Is that another record that Hamilton can beat this year? Is it this year?
It's probably this year because
Yeah,
if
it must
Mercedes
be,
continue with their strength, this is the year they're going to have like mechanical. Well, we've already seen some.
Mm.
This is the year that other teams, like the Ricardo in 2014, this is the year that Mercedes are most likely to have mechanical failures and allow other drivers to capitalize.
Coulthard plane crash.
Yeah, he survived a plane crash.
Well, I figured that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it. I don't know all the details.
Yeah.
I believe he that's the theme, hey.
What? Rich
Drivers surviving plane crashes.
Well, who else has?
Paul Morris.
Okay.
Dale
For anyone
Earnhardt.
who doesn't know who that is.
Are you asking?
Yeah.
Viet supercar driver.
Yeah.
And the biggest racing coach in Australia at the moment.
Okay.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr. and family.
Mm-hmm.
Like his kids and his wife all
Yeah.
survived a plane crash.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than you'd expect.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Look, you knew 2 more than I did.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, I didn't even know Coulthard had
just-
a plane crash. So,
fully, I just to fully assume that plane crashes are pretty detrimental to life. I
yeah.
don't,
Yeah,
don't expect
how do
to
you
hear
survive it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly right. And there's a handful
You're
there.
in a metal box plunging from the earth,
Yeah.
and somehow you live to tell the tale. All right. So the final one in this tier is Bin Laden sponsors. So this would have been what 2002, 2003, I guess, because
I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah, way too early for us. So
I don't know if I want to touch on any of that. either.
yeah. I'm not sure I want to Google it.
Yeah.
It might have the FBI knock on the door.
exactly.
All right. So the next
I mean,
tier.
hey, the doco's good. Have you seen the doco? Catching Bin Laden?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh man,
No.
it's ripping.
You love a good, war flick in the.
I do. There was one they
the-
released
in
a
the
couple
Arab.
of years ago, and it wasn't good. But then they just re-released another one, like recently.
Mhm.
I think it might be called like Most Wanted, like the series that they do.
Right.
And it was Catching Bin Laden. It was good.
Sounds fascinating.
It
Yeah.
was bloody good. You
Jack-
should get into it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, can we focus on this task
Oh,
first,
yeah,
and
sorry,
then we can
sorry,
talk
sorry.
about Bin
Yeah,
Laden
yeah,
after?
yeah.
Off mic and off camera.
Off mic. Let's just Tuesday nights.
All right. Tier 4. Jaguar fake diamonds.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
know
so
this one.
I
know this one.
do know this one.
Yeah.
But I don't know all the, I guess, intricate details. But I know it was the Jaguars had diamonds on the wing,
On the nose, yeah.
on the nose.
Yeah.
Because that was Weber
Yes.
and his teammate.
his teammate.
whoever
Weber
his
and
teammate
Co.
was.
Yeah.
Weber and Co.
At Monaco.
And they both crashed.
Well, I don't know if they both crashed, but one definitely crashed. I think they didn't race with them on in fear of losing him. But then I think one of them crashed in practice of quali and it disappeared.
Right.
And I think the theory is the team took it because they were too afraid that someone would take it and realize it's not real.
Right.
And that's a pretty shame.
Okay.
So
it's
you're not
more
racing
of a-
with real diamonds on your race car.
Because I was leaning more the other way. Like, okay, they had diamonds, it's a flex, and then they were stolen. These diamonds disappeared, and
Yeah.
it's like this heist that, you know,
Yeah, no,
somebody pulled off that no one knows who stole the diamonds.
Yeah, no, I think from memory they chose not to race with them, but they were practicing qualifying with them. But then one of them did crash. But then, yeah, the diamond disappeared. No one could ever find the diamond.
Right.
And the theory is the team,
Yeah.
got their hand
It
on
was
it.
a Fugazi.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
team got their hand on it, but purely because they were fake.
Yeah.
To stop people being like, you're gammon. You try to tell us these are real diamonds, and they're fake diamonds.
All right, we got a lot here. So do you want me to like cherry pick stuff or
I think you
you want me to just run
through it
rip 'em?
because I don't think I'm going to know a lot of them at this
all
point.
right. Finnish F1 talent?
Yeah, I mean that's just a list of all the drivers, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, they're all talent.
Yeah, you got Raikkonen, you got bloody Bottas, you got Hakkinen. That's the big
That's
three.
Eccleston and the Great Train Robbery. So this has a hell of a title. So
Sounds like something out of Breaking Bad.
we might have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Abandoned Caterham HQ. Any ideas on that one?
No, I'm guessing it's because Caterham, they went into administration like 10 years ago. So my guess straight away would be that they abandoned their HQ.
Yeah.
And
Imagine coming across that building and finding like some
what
F1
they
cars
leave?
in there. And
I mean, pretty bad administrators if the building's abandoned, especially if the cars are in there still.
Well,
I don't think they did the most for the team.
if these people went broke and owe money,
Well, that's what I mean.
they
You'd
probably
sell
just-
the assets in the building. And,
well, they probably just got the hell out of there, and
but they went
wipe
to
their hands of it.
administration. I mean, hey, I'm not an accountant by any means, but aren't they responsible for making the money back? Shouldn't they be selling?
half of them probably don't live in the country.
That's true. I mean, what a rough year in Formula One. I think Marussia and Caterham both went to administration at the same time.
Yeah, wow. This is a pretty obvious one, and I'm surprised it's this low. Williams deleted Senna crash footage.
Yeah, so I've not heard anything like this, but that just sounds like a classic juicy conspiracy.
So I assume that this is all like the onboard cuts off.
But that's very normal for crashes. It's
Yeah.
like, I don't know if the cameras are built in to like stop at high Gs so you don't have the footage, or because even modern cameras now, as soon as you roll, as soon as you hit a wall, the camera cuts.
Well, we didn't see anything with the Behrman crash.
Yeah, but like
that
that's across all sport codes. Like I don't think that's manual. I think either the cameras can't stand the G-force or there's something in them that cuts them at a G-load.
Unless it was to do with the court case afterwards.
Yeah.
And then,
I mean,
we lost the footage. Sorry.
I guess, I mean, you talked about they altered the steering shaft and cut and maneuvered and rewelded and it wasn't proper. And then they believe that may be where the failure was. And so who knows? But I guess if there's no footage showing the entry to the corner and what may show a break, it'd be in the benefit of Williams for that footage to disappear.
Yeah, so you don't see a clear snap on the steering, I guess. Yep. Lion Grand Prix 12-wheeler.
That's beyond me.
That's just a bunch of words.
Yeah. 12-wheeler. I mean, I've heard of the Tyrrell, the 6-wheeler, whatever it is.
Yep. 1958 Cuban Grand Prix. Any ideas?
Pass me on that one.
Yeah. Tom Cruise talent.
Tom Cruise. Okay, so I don't know how this relates to Formula One myself, but have you ever watched? Oh, I guess we have spoken about this. Have you ever watched Days of Thunder?
Not for a long, long, long time.
Yeah, so he raced those cars himself.
Okay,
I
so
mean, none of this should surprise anybody.
You're on the right track.
And then obviously all the stuff on Top Gear, like
So Tom Cruise demonstrated impressive natural racing talent during a 2011 Red Bull Racing F1 test drive, reaching speeds of 181 miles per hour, just 4
I could do
miles per hour slower than David Coulthard.
Is that an average or is that on a straight? Because, like, come on.
184 miles per hour. Well, it was on a Willows Springs, so I imagine that's probably like the top speed that David Coulthard could hit.
I mean, come on.
Do you know Willow Springs?
No. But I feel like you go on a straight line. I mean,
That's 291 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. I mean, the dude hangs off aeroplanes. Like, are we surprised?
So you're not impressed by that?
No, I'm not impressed by someone hitting a top speed.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
I feel like I might pee myself, but I could probably do that too.
Yeah. Well, you just pee off for no reason.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Well,
so,
it doesn't take much. You're right.
Arrows crash, Belgium, 1981.
What is it? Arrows.
Arrows
Crash. No.
Sebring, 1959 qualifying.
No.
I probably said that wrong too. That's probably a weird.
Sebring.
Yeah.
Sebring's right.
No. Okay. Oh, good. No.
Nah.
Okay.
No.
So wait.
But you just stick to the 50s, 60s, you know, like black and white.
Yeah.
No, black and white and the weird looking cars where the engines are in the front.
All right. Your last tier. So we'll go through these. See, you're gonna know a few of these. I know that's for sure. So
I think I reckon I'm really on average towards the middle here.
Okay.
I'll take that.
James Courtney crash.
Oh yes, I know that one. James Courtney, Australian Viet supercar driver nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Does he still race or he's out?
He retired at the end of last year. He's co driver now.
Okay.
He's on the coverage.
Endurances.
Yeah, he's on the coverage now. He's part of the TV
squad.
Shout out James Courtney. He tested a Jaguar F1 car and had a doozy of a crash, which pretty much ended his open wheeler career.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Like he was the next up and comer. He was, I guess, around the same time as Webber, or maybe just like a fraction after. But like he would have been there with Webber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was the next up and comer. Won world karting championships, like won everything, getting to that point.
Yeah.
And that one crash, which I don't think it was his fault. I think a wheel failed or a piece of suspension failed,
and
pitched him.
But
that was it.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Just so.
I mean, it was a bone rattler. It was a good one.
Yeah. Okay. I might have to rewatch the footage of that one.
If there is footage, it was a test, obviously.
Yeah. Okay.
Not sure if there's footage. I feel like I've seen footage, but I think I'm also confusing myself with the Webber Jaguar crash, which was also a doozy.
A bone rattler.
Yeah.
He's had a few shocking crashes, hasn't he? Scott Speed threat. I feel like we did cover this last year because we did a couple races with Scott Speed.
I recently listened to a podcast that he was on, like literally 2 weeks ago, and he talked about his time with Toro Rosso.
Oh yeah, this was in the news just recently because of that interview. Yeah, he said that Helmut Marko threatened him to end his Formula One career during his time with Toro Rosso. Yeah, I do remember that because that's why it's ringing bells because it was it was on the pod. I can't remember what it was though, but yeah, he was his and they
career
replaced him with
early,
Seb. So
yeah, and he said he was happy, like he just knew like he didn't have it.
He wanted
anyway
to get out
for
of there.
Formula One and the team. He said it was like his last race. His last race he ended up having was a wet race, and him and his teammate qualified really well. Like the cars were jets in the rain, and they were racing well. And then the team stuffed up the stop, had the wrong tires out or something like that.
Right.
And then, so he plummeted. So he was running well, wrong tires, went to the back of the field, and then I think he was immediately spun off. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh, that's what it was. I know what it was. I remember now. Nürburgring.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. It was a wet race. Him and his teammate qualified really well, raced really well, wrong tires, wrong car's tires or something like that.
Yeah.
So the whole delay in the pit lane, came out, did a lap, and then immediately at turn one, you would have seen the footage of this, 6-7 cars, including Hamilton, everyone missed
and
aquaplaned and
helmet
crashed.
Basically,
and he came
chewed
back
him out
in.
for it.
Yeah,
and
he came back in the lane. And he's like, what was that? And blame. He goes, did you not see Hamilton and all these guys and Schumacher in the kitty as well? Like it wasn't just me. And then he threatened him, and then that's when he walked away.
That's right. Yeah. It's interesting that all just resurfaced again recently.
Literally.
So,
it's like 3 weeks ago. It's a brand new episode on the Dale Earnhardt Jr. podcast.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're a big fan. You're a big fan. You got some mega hours on that one.
Well, he releases 3 episodes
give
a week.
our podcast that kind of attention.
Yeah. So we just don't have that great accent,
Okay. I'm starting to really worry about you, okay? This is concerning.
But he releases 3 episodes a week. I mean, geez, busy boy.
Oh, wow, okay. I don't want to work that hard. Jeez.
No.
Belgian bomb threat.
Sounds like something that'd be very recent. But no,
You reckon?
but I got no idea.
Nothing to do with the
With what's going on over
the
there?
Bin Laden stuff.
I doubt it. Surely
No.
not. Belgium.
Yeah, I'll do a quick Google because this seems like we probably should know it.
Belgian bomb threat.
So it looks like it was in 2022.
Oh, jeez. I was just kidding when I said recent.
Yeah, yep. A letter was sent, basically threatening, I guess, terrorists threatening to blow it up unless Bernie Ecclestone gave them 10 million
What?
Belgian francs.
These people not know Bernie Ecclestone had nothing to do with the sport in 2022.
Well,
He's
terrorists,
probably like,
terrorists generally aren't the
Who?
smartest people.
yeah.
So
He probably didn't even pass that letter on. He's probably
Yeah.
like, Bernie who? No, thank you.
So I don't remember that at all. That's
is-
not that long ago. So
I don't remember that. That's either fake news
yeah,
and they've stitched us up on this iceberg,
yeah.
or it's a very well concealed, which
Well,
would make sense.
it's
being
in the
that
deep,
low.
deep
Exactly. Yeah.
Ocean.
It's
so,
right down there with the Titanic,
Yeah.
at the depths.
Adrian Yarman.
Good
no,
noodles.
No idea.
No.
BMW pissing over their engines in the 80s.
Pissing.
Yeah.
Like urinating.
Yeah, yeah.
Over
I actually
their
know
engines.
this one.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Fantastic.
I've read this one
Oh,
before.
that's so good. All right, educate me.
It was the title basically says it.
Yeah, piss on.
The mechanics were pissing on their engines because apparently it was giving it more performance. Like the way I guess the urine was like, reacting to the engines, it was like creating more horsepower. So there was like a theory
Wow.
that, or I guess people saw or
The
thought,
80s were a different time.
yeah, that the mechanics were peeing on
Oh,
the engines
man.
to just extract more performance
Do
from
you
it.
reckon that's illegal? Do you reckon that's outlawed?
It should be if it's not.
Well,
Imagine-
I mean, there's a lot of
Imagine
cameras
you
around.
finally made it to the F1 as a mechanic and you've got your boss going, no one use the toilets.
I mean,
Make sure you pick a piston,
like, hear me
whip
out.
it out.
Ted's notebook, walking around. They go down to like Williams, who's struggling.
Yeah.
Every mechanic's got their wang out,
Yeah.
making
Just-
a soggy sayo out of that Williams. I mean,
Yeah.
what TV that is.
Oh, I hope that's literally, when I watch Ted's Notebook, that's literally what I hope to see.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I will hope to see from now on at least. So,
Caught with your pants down.
I don't know. The 80s are a different time. You almost can believe it. We watched a few races. All the mechanics are shirtless. They got the tidy whities on.
I mean, if any scientists or like engineers are listening, just let us know if there is any potential behind that.
All right. Ferrari nearly left F1 for IndyCar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like there could be some truth to that, and that's probably
Yeah.
partially why they have the legacy payment. you
True,
know.
true.
So
I'm surprised they actually aren't really a part of IndyCar.
well,
Something in
they
their
do one
wheelhouse.
thing and they don't do it well. So why would they want to do two things and
That's very true.
be more miserable, right?
That's,
So
that's true. Yeah.
it's probably a good call on their part,
yeah.
and-
You're 100% correct.
and they're being well compensated for their
That's true. Their
lack of
efforts
effort.
here.
So-
Yeah, exactly.
Soviet Union GP.
No.
Well, it's not the Russian GP; it's the Soviet Union. So you have to assume that this
It's
is
old.
like 80s, 90s type stuff. So Alonso doesn't age. That's a pretty
That's
known
just
one.
factual.
Yeah. Graham Hill 1 minute penalty.
Graham Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even
Daddy
know they handed
Or
penalties.
Grandpa Hill.
yeah. Didn't even know they handed penalties handed penalties out back then.
Nope.
1 minute.
So not getting too many in this last tier.
Hey.
The final one. Sutil Hamilton relationship. Ring any bells for you?
I mean, last week we spent, we got some intel from some listeners that we spent a bit too much time on gay relationships.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was
Oh.
out here at the poker table. The other night.
Right, okay, right.
He's
right,
up.
so internal.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
yeah.
up on the. So I won't touch on Hamilton and Sutil.
Oh, look at you. Look at you bowing to certain people.
Hey, no one's listening at this point anyway. So
I'm glad you have great faith in our content here.
we started strong
May
for a
I
reason.
remind you, this was your idea.
Well, that's because did I not ring you like an hour before we meant to go? And so you said, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
And you said,
Well, I was wanting to call in sick, to be honest. I was like, like
"Your
we could
commitment
take a week
levels."
off. We could take a week off. There's not a lot going on right now. There's no real news.
YouTube, don't listen. Don't listen, YouTube. That was never happening.
No. And then when you called me and then you're like, I've got a great idea. I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Hit me.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
Well, that's how it went.
So-
I called you and I said, how'd you go? Have you got your list together? And you're like, sure. And I was like, have you got like some? And you're like, sure. And I was like, all right, cool. Because me neither. So how about we do this? And here we are. What a great episode.
Well, the conspiracy things I do like. I think that it gives you a little bit of F1 history.
The problem is, I just love to talk out of my own ass.
Well,
And I just...
that's true.
Yeah. I mean, you got like...
And that's why me and the other 80 people are here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want... Yeah, the conspiracy, they're fun. And don't get me wrong, I can absolutely get around it. But to speak confidently on the matter, that's a lot of research because I can't think of any off the top of my head. Besides your very obvious ones, we spoke about Russell at Qatar, or whatever it was, a couple of years ago. Absolutely, Mercedes did not let him win that race. So this McLaren last year, that whole thing was a goddamn conspiracy. So there's a lot of surface level ones, but they're not the fun ones, you know. They're just the sad, disgusting
Can we
ones.
just get back to racing already? Like,
Oh, man.
for Christ's sake, this has been painful.
Since we're, somewhat of a GT3 pod thanks to you, did you hear about the...
Somewhat.
Yeah, GT3. Yeah.
I'm not a GT3 fan.
Did you hear about what happened
part
at the
of a
Nürburgring?
live stream. Yeah, of course I did. Yeah.
I mean, you got to wonder, a lot of drivers have in their contracts that they're not to do other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wonder if that is a bit of a wake-up call to Max and or the team.
Yes and no. Like, I think it's not a great image for anyone when obviously you hear that. And, like, that sucks. No one wants to see that. But the dude was, like, 60.
Yeah, 60.
So then you think, like, why is there a 60-year-old...
I told you, it's old man racing. Old man...
No, I know that.
Okay.
Why is there a 60-year-old dude racing on the Nürburgring and a Formula One world champion on the same track at the same time?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, competing. It's just, it doesn't compute.
But again, does Red Bull go, or Max's wife? I mean, you can't disregard that because the Formula is just as dangerous, I guess. But
I was going to say, if you're saying, like, that's too dangerous.
The Red Bull, exactly. Like, Red Bull have a very good reason to try to keep Max alive. Like, do they go...
Do they? Is there anyone left at Red Bull who cares about Max?
That's true. I mean, his dad's there. Do they just go, like... motor racing is dangerous. And if you're... Every time you go on the track...
No, because that'd be the pot calling the kettle black. F1 can't... F1 personnel can't go to Max. You can't race GT3. It's too dangerous. Because then you'd be like, well, by that standard...
Yeah,
I guess I'm going to leave F1 too.
We pay you a lot of money to risk your life for us.
Yeah.
You're not going to go risk your life for your own little team on the Nürburgring. I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of teams that will not let their drivers do extracurricular activities, not even just other motor racing, but just other
it makes
intense
sense.
sports.
But Max is different, and he always has been different. And like, the race isn't until mid-year. It's like June, I think, because that was just qualifying this weekend for the 24-hour.
I will never understand what happens at that track. Why are they qualifying now for a race in June?
But my point being, if that clashes with an F1 weekend, are we actually going to see Max Verstappen ask for a weekend of leave from his job?
I think so.
To do this? I think he is.
Yeah. Fernando
it seems like... I mean, I've heard that Red Bull have a contingency plan put in place for if Max leaves mid-year.
Yeah.
And so then there's like... yeah. So, and then there's like... Okay, so maybe that is like a race weekend to go and do this other stuff.
I guess at this point, you don't know what's going to happen with the calendar. I mean, to drop 2, and I've heard that there's potential one might get dropped at the Abu Dhabi slot, and the Abu Dhabi slot gets moved back a week, so then you have a quadruple header, which would be like just shit because they're all shit tracks. But
oh man, I don't want to work that week.
That
month.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, you just gotta. I think he would because he's not fighting for anything this year. That's pretty obvious. It's a bit of a write-off year, and there's precedence. We've seen Alonso did it. He took Monaco off to go race the Indy 500.
Maybe
that's
what the Indy 500 thing was.
I mean, the only difference was, that's true. The only difference was he raced for McLaren still. He raced for McLaren in Indy instead of McLaren in Formula One. It's a bit hard for Max to be like...
He's always Red Bull sponsored, so that Red Bull man is still carrying
That's true. Well, absolutely. I think he'd be... I mean, at this point, the sport is just trying to keep Max happy, let alone the team.
I don't know.
They probably moved the Formula One weekend.
I think it's the opposite because I don't remember a time... Like, yes, every time we have new regulations, the sport is in a bit of a weird spot. But I've never heard so much discourse against a set of regulations.
Yeah.
And for so long. You click on any post and it's just people shitting all over the sport.
Yeah.
And then, but for some reason, F1's trying to villainize Max. You've got now every ex-F1 driver you've not heard of in 5 to 10 years coming out and calling out Max.
Yeah.
The media is against him. They always have been. And you think, but he's not the only one who's
No, but he's got the
speaking out about it.
loudest,
He's got the loudest voice, of course. But he's not the only one. And I just think all they're doing is daring him to quit. They're literally daring him. And if you back him into a corner, I think he will. Like, what has he got to lose, honestly?
Exactly right.
I mean, if he's not enjoying the sport, he's not enjoying the sport. And then you're calling him a dickhead at the same time. He's going to go, well, see ya.
Yeah. See how good your sport is without me in it. Yeah, it makes me laugh. It makes me laugh so hard. So I was on Facebook the other day, or TikTok or something, and truck racing come across my feed. And I always forget truck
I
racing
already
is a
know
thing.
where this is going.
I always forget truck racing's a thing.
Yeah.
And it just catches me because I'm like, this is just nuts. I mean, these are these are trucks. These are bloody Kenworths and Max racing around. And I'm like, and they race around this was a Brands Hatch. I don't know if you're familiar with that track.
No.
Small track that, is a FIA grade track in Europe.
Right.
Trucks racing on it. Like, my mind goes to fan base. I mean, the fan base, the trucks are covered in stickers. I'm like, what kind of sport is this? And I look in the comments. Oh, no battery management here. It just makes me laugh. It doesn't matter what you're watching. Everyone relates it back to Formula One and just taking the piss out of it.
They're like, forget battery power. Come see diesel power.
Come watch these diesel death traps.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where the spectator's meant to sit. I just can't imagine the debris fencing and the concrete barriers are keeping these things at bay if they really get going.
Yeah.
Like, it's astounding to watch. And the concept, who's going to be like, I want to go, but I mean, trucks aren't cheap. I mean, you think Formula 1 cars and race cars aren't cheap. Trucks aren't cheap. And you make it into a frigging race vehicle and they weigh a ton. It blows my mind that's a thing. But then I just love that something like that is now, and never used to, no one would have ever thought of Formula 1 when they watched truck racing. But now, because Formula 1 is such a laughing stock, you can watch truck racing and go, this is good shit.
Yeah. Well, when the king falls, everyone, takes a stab at it, right?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's what they're doing. They're just kicking it whites down.
Yeah.
But they did it to themselves. And, Max called this out as early as 2023, that the sport was heading in the wrong direction and what they had plans for the future, which we're in now, was not the way to go. They clearly didn't listen to those, or they're, catering to the wrong demographics, which we've covered multiple times. But yeah, I don't know. I'm conflicted because, like, on one hand, I'm like, maybe a lot of the pretend fans will now go away, because they can really annoy me. They think they're... nothing kind of irritates me more than someone who's new to a sport but acts like they know everything about the sport in and out.
Yeah, because they watch the
like, you can be a fan, but like learn and like,
Don't get me wrong. We get comments on shorts especially, and it's always something about having zero wheel knowledge. And it's like, I'm not saying I'm a pro. No, but I feel like there's a lot of weight to to what we say. You've got something of an idea. And then, and that's what you get from the people who don't know, who are like, these regs are great. And it's like,
are they? Yeah. Yeah. So that's part of me where I'm like, all right, go away now. You're like, okay, you've had your fun. Yeah. Go find the next trend.
Exactly right.
But then the other part of me is like, it's a shame to see the sport that, we have lost so much sleep over. Yeah. Staying up and watching just be in such a low point. It kind of sucks. It's sort of, what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Halo. Halo, we grinded the shit out of that game when it was good and when it was bad, when it was trendy and when it was not. And you're like, just give us a good game that we can jump on every night and burn 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. And like, there's people
let the OGs ride. Yeah. Don't. Nothing was worse. Yeah, we waited. We waited when the last Halo came out. We waited for so long for them to release Husky Raid. Yeah. And that was a massive day when they released that.
Now we are getting to the niche stuff an hour and 20 minutes in.
So I don't think we're an hour and 20. I think we're like an hour and 10.
Hour 15? Yeah. Okay.
Anyway. And we grinded that hard. And we started with it and we ended with it because then, all right, Husky Raid's out of rotation. And then it gets put in with this other gay playlist and you can never get a chance to play it. And it's like, man, we were still rocked up just for the opportunity to get to play until eventually the game died. Yeah. And again, you just like...
And that's what's happening in F1 today. So
that's exactly what's happening in F1.
All right, you want to wrap it up for us?
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, good job.
No, thanks for hanging out for another bye week. What do we got? Two more weeks.
Yep.
2 weeks to the Grand Prix, or two more fluffs. Two more fluff
The
apps.
race is on May 4th. So
okay. So only one more fluff episode,
Yes.
and then the Grand Prix where we'll be live back to the norm. We'll be live, and then we'll have a normal episode. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, come back next week. We'll be doing something. We're not going to promise anything because we've promised 2 weeks in a row. We'll be doing a conspiracies episode.
Well, this was. We kind of...
Well, this kind of was. We dabbled. We dipped the toes. It might be another news episode. Hopefully, there's
most
some
likely.
news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Most likely. Things you need to know going into Miami.
Exactly.
So,
And that's a 6 a.m. start, I believe you said.
6
For
a.m.
the,
Australia time.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, we'll touch on that next week, but we'll be live for that
Yeah.
in 2 weeks. And boy, am I looking forward to getting back into some actual F1 racing.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I mean, what a break. I'm hoping to see some changes. They haven't released much. It's been quiet.
Just to have only a handful of races before the next break. So
yeah. Well, I hope I don't know. I really hope they'll shoehorn something in the winter break.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Formula One, they do try to, you know, we saw through COVID, that first year of COVID, or that 2020, that was the most amount of races to that point in time in history that held in a year.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they cracked in like 21 or 22 races that year. And they were all random trucks they put. So if they want to really put a calendar together and flex their muscles, they can.
They were really hitting like another level of fandom then. So it was in their best interest, where now it's kind of like, it's kind of like a piece of shit now.
Treat it mean. That's what they're doing. They're treating us mean.
All right. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with us. Comment any of the conspiracies, or if you knew one of the topics that we spoke about, because we'd love to know a little bit more.
Yeah.
And we'll see you back here for next week's episode.
See you next week.
GG's.
Goodbye.